everyone, and welcome back. I am so excited to be back. Always so happy to be sharing another testimony. Hey! So, guys, before I get started, please like my channel, subscribe rather to my channel, please comment. Guys, let's just get the conversation going. Also, share your testimonies. Come on, guys, I'm so excited to hear what God has done in your life. Always, I want to know that. So please, guys, share. Today, I'm thinking, you know what? Let's just go a bit deeper. So today, we are going a bit deeper in this testimony. I just want to share with you guys what God has done in my life when I've gone through some of the hardest seasons. Because life can get so rough. So, guys, let me get started. Now, this happened in my first year, right? And my first year, oh, guys, first year in university is tough. So, this was literally actually the toughest academic year of my life ever, like compared to even the years that followed and the years before. This was just the toughest academic year of my life, and I think the main reason was that, sure, I felt so unprepared. I felt so unprepared for varsity coming straight from high school. I just felt so unprepared. I went to an all black high school. My high school was like literally home. You go there, you're with your neighbors at school, you know everybody. So I went to a high school that was based in the area where I lived. So we knew everybody, and I mean, teachers would come if they wanted to come to their lecture period, or not if they didn't want to come. So really, learning and studying and moving forward was really in your hands. You had to make it happen. So we also just didn't have enough resources. Like, we didn't even have a library, so we didn't have a lot of things. We just made do with what we had and really try to push ourselves. So going into varsity from that kind of an environment, I was just like, whoa, what's going on? I was entirely and completely shocked. Like, this is big. First of all, these are a lot of people. Second of all, and like, my goodness, where do I begin? I'm just used to being with a small group of people in a place that is so familiar to me, and speaking the language that is familiar to me. I am Tswana, so Tswana is what I speak, and in my school, that's also what we were speaking all the time. Even during the English period, we were speaking Tswana. So now moving to varsity, where 100% of the time you have to be speaking English, that was really tough. So I struggled with everything. I struggled um, engaging with people in conversations. I struggled also, my computer skills were just like nowhere to be found. I struggled making friends. It was just a struggle all around. And the the courses as well, the teaching method, the lecturers, it was just a lot. So fast forward, first semester comes to an end, you write exams, and I fail this one course. I fail it. Guys, I fail it. So for me, this was the first time in my life that I have ever failed. Like, I have failed. I failed. Coming from high school, I was like one of the top students in my class, in my school. Now I'm here and I have failed. My first year, I failed this course, and what it meant was that I could not continue forward. So with other degrees, you can still go forward even though you failed one course and just, repeat it next year or whenever you have time. It's not like that with us. So in usually in the health science faculty, it does not work like that. You fail this course, you're not moving forward. You're repeating. So I failed this course. I actually got what we call my daughter's score. I failed. Not my daughter's score, it's actually passing, right? Okay, let me get my vernac right. So I literally just failed. I get it. I just failed. So I qualified to write a sub. I'm excited. Oh, I'm writing a sub. I'm gonna pass now because yay, I cannot repeat an entire year. Write my sub, prepare as much as I thought I had. Write my sub. There were about 10 of us writing the sub, guys. Yay. Did we not all fail the sub? Only one person passed that sub. One person. It was so hard. Okay, obviously I failed, but it was harder than the exam itself. Yeah, that's usually how subs are. But anyways, I failed a sub and I had to repeat an entire year. I had to repeat an entire year. Now, how they did it is they actually created an entire program for people that don't make it through first semester, right? They were like, no, we knew you were gonna fail, so we're ready. We got you sorted. So this 1 year program is called like intervention program, like really intervention program. Of all the names they could have chosen, they decided to call it intervention program. So here we are, or here I am. I went into the intervention program, IP for short. But can I tell you, obviously failing was so tough. It was so hard when I got my results back and the sub result and I had failed, and then it all hits me that I failed. Like I failed. I remember walking from campus to where I stayed, which was usually I'll take a shuttle, but that day I was like, I'm gonna walk this thing out, because my mind needed to like really breathe and release, and there was a lot. I remember just walking and thinking, I can't believe I failed. It felt like my entire world had just crashed. You know what I mean? When you're young, you go through failure and you feel like, oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, God, you just feel like everything is just done. But, looking back now, I really, really appreciate that time. I'm actually glad I failed. Do people actually ever say that? I'm glad I failed. A lot of people say that you learn so much from failure than you do from, always succeeding and passing everything. I can say I agree with that. You see, after I failed that semester and failed that course, that one course, going into the intervention program. And another thing I didn't tell you is in the intervention program, you do everything. You do even the courses that you passed. Doesn't matter how well you passed them, you're going to redo them as well. So that's what we're doing. Yes, it was a lot and it was tough. But I am so grateful right now. I'm grateful for failing. I'm grateful for going through the intervention program and redoing everything, because God taught me so much during that period. During that time, I also got to become. I don't know if you read Michelle Obama's book, Becoming, that you're always changing and becoming, a best version of you. And that's what happened to me during that time. I can say right now that without that year, I would not be the Diana that I am today. I almost needed that year to become me. I think the foundations of who I am were laid out in that year. The foundations of who I am were laid out in that year in terms of um, my my gifts. That year I started dancing more. I joined societies on campus because I had time, right? I started joining societies on campus, volunteering, getting better in so many other aspects of my life that I didn't even know. I learned that, oh my goodness, I can actually take this dance thing further. That's a story for another day. I started dancing a bit more. I started leading in different areas. Um, I remember the one society on campus that used to do hospital ministry. I joined the hospital ministry. Then I led that ministry as well. Amazing things. Whenever I look back to the time in my life where I saw a lot of salvations through God doing it through me, people getting saved, and God doing it through me, I always go back to hospital ministry. And that wouldn't have happened if I didn't fail that year and join hospital ministry. But also, I can say, even with my leadership aspect, it grew that year. That's where I realized actually I love to lead. I'm a leader at heart. So that year, everything, foundations were being laid down. God was just laying down all those foundations in that entire year. And coming out of IP, on the other side of IP, rejoining, obviously we now rejoin second semester because we now did a whole semester and everything in a year and a half, believe it or not. But getting back to the other side as well, everything was so much better. Learning was better, results as well were better, and I never failed again. Praise the Lord. Um, but that year, God showed me that, you know what, He's always there to catch. He's always there to catch you. He's always there to catch me. So God caught me that year when I felt like, my life has ended. I'm finished. God caught me. He actually used that time to mold me together. He used that time to lay foundations in me that would actually take me throughout. I believe also my entire life, those foundations will always remain. And from there, everything has just been building on top of that. But that particular year, my foundations were laid by the Lord. I believe that so strongly because everything that I'm doing now, I see how it started there. All those passions, that's where the foundations were laid very well. And I can always look back to that moment like, remember what God did, remember what God said, remember you have the heart for this and the heart for that, the heart to lead and to dance and to work with people and to teach. It's so incredible because later on I actually tutored tutored students who were in that IP program later on while I was still in varsity. So God is always working, is always doing great and amazing things, and sometimes we see failure, but He sees opportunity. So I'm grateful to God for that. And I want to encourage you today that God is always there. He's there to catch you when you fall. Failure is not the end. Nowadays, I'm not scared of failure anymore because I've seen what God can do through failure. And I have so many more stories to share with you, so many more testimonies to share with you as well in the future. And I cannot wait. But for today, we're going to leave it right here. Remember again to subscribe to my channel, to like it and share. And guys, I'm so excited to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. So do comment and like. And I can't wait to read what you guys are going to be writing in that section. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you.